Haribol, everybody. I'm going to just give a little time for people to join here. And then I'll start speaking. Just let's see. Okay, I'm going to share the link. All right, Dandavat Pranams. 1 second, I'm just sharing the link in our WhatsApp group. All right, just share the link now. People will start joining. Haribol. So I was actually, we finished our program in honor of my Paramgurudeva, Srila Bhakti-Pragan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. And I was about to go out to make a Sankalpa at the Yamunā, like we would do with my Gurudeva every year. And but then it started raining. And so I thought, while I wait for the rain to subside, maybe I can make this video here, so, going through how to make a Sankalpa, so that when I go to make my own Sankalpa, I can do it a lot more intentionally. So generally I try on this Vine of Devotion channel, I try not to do live videos. I do live videos on my personal YouTube channel, but because I won't get a time to put anything up here for Kartik, I thought I might as well just put something here for now. But sorry about the unplanned nature of this video. Haribol to say Shri Mataji. Dandavat Pranams. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now. Oh, wait, let me just mention. So I'm reading from this book by Sundar Gopal Prabhu. He wrote this book called Yoga and the Dark Night of the Soul. And in the last chapter of this book, he tells the whole process how to make a Sankalpa. And so, and then afterwards, I wanted to show a video of my Gurudev doing Sankalpa with Tirtha Maharaj would always say all the Sanskrit whatever things you say for making the Sankalpa. And also I wanted to play a quick 1-minute video of my Gurudev explaining what kind of Sankalpa we should make during Kartik. So, but first we'll read about how to make a Sankalpa. So I'm just sharing my screen. And all right, so let's find this. Sorry, everything's very messy. I didn't prepare anything. I wasn't even planning on doing this, actually. I just kind of spontaneously decided to do it. So this is by my god brother Sundar Gopal, Simon Haas. It's book Yoga and the Dark Night of the Soul. I'll make the text bigger. There. Write your story with love and compassion. Actually, in the beginning of the book, there's a thing about Sankalpa also. But I'm just going to read this last chapter because I don't want to take too much time. Okay, write your story with love and compassion. Is this the right chapter? Yeah, it's the end. I stood barefoot on the red ochre granite steps of Vishramghat in Mathura, which descended into the flowing waters of the river Yamunā. The wet steps glistened like glazed pottery as the rising sun pierced through the morning fog. In the dark night of the soul, our life story is shattered. This opens an opportunity to rewrite our story, this time consciously, using the highest design principle, love and compassion. What if we could make our entire life an expression of love and service? What if we could write our story out of sacred love rather than out of fear, ego, neediness, and attachment? Writing our story with love is an art. And like the mastery of any art, it requires practice. It requires an understanding of the ancient technique of creating an infallible intent called a Sankalpa. Sankalpa means an infallible intent, as well as how to nourish and protect sacred love. I learned this in India one autumn day. That was the day when we were doing Sankalpa before, We would do 2 Sankalpas with my Gurudev. One we would do in Vishramghat in Mathura, and we'd also do a Sankalpa here at Yamunā. So he's telling when he did Sankalpa with my Gurudev in Vishramghat. Amid several thousand pilgrims, I stood at Vishramghat with my teacher. It was the first day of a 1-month pilgrimage. We had come to this sacred place to perform a Sankalpa. The Sanskrit Sankalpa means definite intention, or resolve, or vow. It's a powerful technique in yoga. Krishna explains to Arjuna that those with resolve have their intelligence fixed on one point, while the intelligence of those without resolve has many branches and diversifies without limit. What is that? No, what is it? Vishaya Vinivartante. Nirasaras. Yeah, that verse. Krishna is speaking here about the importance of Sankalpa, the ancient practice of fixing one's resolve. A Sankalpa takes our deepest desire and manifests it in the world. It gives it a form. What that form looks like depends on the command given to the mental force by the one making the Sankalpa. A Sankalpa isn't the simple idea that I make a wish and then do a little spiritual practice to bring it about. When performed correctly, a Sankalpa is more potent than matter. It allows us to achieve the impossible. It has the power to reshape our destiny. One second, I'm just making sure I got the audio right. Yes, I did. Okay. Our Sankalpa becomes our inspiration, illuminating our entire being and stirring our soul into activity. It's best not to waste the power of a Sankalpa on anything trifling or trivial. The Bhagavad Gita advises us not to settle for a Sankalpa that relates to our small human stories. Even the removal of unhelpful habits in our life is not weighty enough to be our Sankalpa. While essential, it isn't the purpose of our life. When we choose our Sankalpa and it lifts up our soul, our unhelpful habits will fall away automatically. Krishna tells Arjuna that one whose Sankalpa is free from selfish desire and whose actions are thereby purified by the fire of knowledge is truly learned. When a person lets go of all selfish Sankalpas, she is advanced in yoga. The dark night of the soul is a perfect opportunity to find our Sankalpa, our true north on this journey through life. A Sankalpa is formed of the deepest desire fueling our practice. Even Krishna, the Lord of Yoga, has a Sankalpa. Arjuna's problem at Kurukshetra is that he stands to fight without a Sankalpa. If you remember, he no longer knows where he is going, and in his crisis on the battlefield, he finds himself lost and without strength or direction. If we don't have a Sankalpa, then when life presents challenges and difficulties, we'll simply want to run away like Arjuna. Krishna helps him find his Sankalpa at the level of the soul, and in doing so, speaks the Bhagavad Gita for generations to follow. The Gita guides the reader to the deepest fulfillment of one's soul purpose. One's soul purpose, S-O-U-L. No one can select our Sankalpa for us. Only we can do that. And once we've decided upon our Sankalpa, it shouldn't be changed until it becomes a reality in our life. Importantly, only one Sankalpa is to lead the way at any one time. So don't accept a new Sankalpa until the previous Sankalpa has been fulfilled. There are 4 steps to the process of Sankalpa: receive, articulate, resolve, and remember. So now we're going to go through each one of these 4 steps: receive, articulate, resolve, and remember. Step 1, receive. A Sankalpa is not constructed by the mind. It's revealed in our heart from the depths of the soul. The first step is therefore a process of receiving. Krishna, the universal teacher, gifts our Sankalpa to us, and we receive it. We can ask Krishna to reveal our Sankalpa to us so that it comes into our awareness in a clear, precise, unmistakable way. Our Sankalpa will most easily enter a heart that has let go of the worldly story we live and that has taken refuge in Krishna. Take your time to discover your Sankalpa. Don't select a Sankalpa that doesn't spring from the deepest yearning of the soul. Don't pick a Sankalpa on the basis of popular opinion either. Tell yourself, I'll find my Sankalpa. It can take a full year to discover it, so don't rush. When your Sankalpa is revealed to you, accept it with humility and reverence. This is an important part of receiving it. A Sankalpa is worthy of worship because it's the yearning of the soul. The nature of the soul is to offer love. A Sankalpa is truly an expression of the soul. A Sankalpa that is truly an expression of the soul will be connected in some way to an offering of love or to the soul's journey towards sacred love. Our Sankalpa will be revealed more easily and distinctly when we have a clarity through yoga practice or through illuminating company. Illuminating company. So like soon we'll watch a video of Gurudeva, how he's explaining about Sankalpa. So that's the topmost illuminating company possible. So we'll watch that after this. Like a clear diamond or crystal, consciousness reflects the qualities of its surroundings. Therefore, it's easiest to receive our Sankalpa when we're in the company of a teacher or someone who inspires the best in us and whose heart is filled with sacred love. When we first come to understand our Sankalpa, it may fill us with surprise, maybe even fear initially. This is because our Sankalpa may ask of us something that seems difficult, even impossible. But know that within every Sankalpa lies the full potential of its fulfillment, just as a little acorn contains the invisible compressed potential of an entire oak tree. So that's step 1. And now step 2 is articulate. The second step is to articulate our Sankalpa clearly and precisely in words. Our Sankalpa cannot be vague, confused, or ill-defined. We won't have truly understood our Sankalpa until we can articulate it clearly. 1 second, just need to drink some water. Finds the shortest, clearest, most concise, and positive way to express your Sankalpa, beginning with, I will, ... We'll see afterwards how we do that in Sanskrit. Try to use 5 or 6 words, or even less. There's no need for several paragraphs. Keep it simple, clear, and filled with the essence of your truth. Words are very powerful. They have immense creative potency. Therefore, select your words carefully. The closer you are to your true Sankalpa, the louder the statement will speak to you, generating energy in your heart. A Sankalpa is not to be revealed to anyone. This helps it retain its potency. When we keep something a secret, it grows in intensity and power. My teacher once counseled me. Keep your Sankalpa concealed from the world like fragrant camphor sealed in a container. If you keep opening the lid, the camphor will evaporate and disappear. In the same way, if you share your Sankalpa with others, it will quickly evaporate. Krishna himself has a Sankalpa, and this is his most closely guarded secret, a truth he doesn't disclose, not even to Arjuna. Okay, so that was step 2. Now step 3 is resolve. Discovering your Sankalpa isn't enough. To harness its true potential, you'll need to fully own your Sankalpa, embracing it wholeheartedly. Sankalpa really means resolve, actually, right? The word Sankalpa, it's like... So in this step, we transform our deep desire into an intent, which we then release into the world. So we release that intent into the world. We're sparks of consciousness, fragments of divine energy, caught up in this illusory world. Our own power is tiny and belongs to Krishna, the source of all potency. Our ability to act with any potency, therefore, is intrinsically connected to the soul of all souls. And recognizing this, the release of our Sankalpa takes the form of a prayer. And this Kartik month is the time to make prayers. This is, if there's any time in the year, this is the time to really make, to really pray and have the set prayers that you do every single day. The strength of our resolve is likely to wane over time. But Krishna is known as Amogha Sankalpa, one whose resolve is infallible. By connecting with the divine, our Sankalpa can become unfailing too. It can become our means to overcome any obstacle on our spiritual path. One way to sanctify or consecrate this third step is with a sacred ritual, such as offering a lamp or a candle. The flame represents our Sankalpa, which we offer to the soul of the universe. When ritualizing a Sankalpa at Vishramghat in Mathura, we would take water from the Yamunā in the palms of our hands and offer it back to the sacred river. This symbolizes that we've received the gift of our Sankalpa and are offering it back to Krishna with humility and love. Let's reread that because that's important. So when we're offering water back into the Yamunā from the palms of our hands, this symbolizes that we've received the gift of our Sankalpa and are offering it back to Krishna with humility and love. Accepting the precious gift of our Sankalpa from the divine within us, and then offering that Sankalpa in the service of the divine, we approach our Sankalpa in the most powerful way, as an expression of loving service. Offering fragrant flowers can be part of the Sankalpa ritual too, as well as the repetition of mantras, or sacred syllables. So we'll look at those mantras after we read this. Choose an offering, a prayer or ritual that has special meaning to you. You can visit a sacred place to make your Sankalpa, or you can travel there within your mind. Or you can travel there with your mind and heart, consecrating your intention from there. So wherever you are performing your Sankalpa, you can imagine that I'm going to the bank of the Yamunā under the guidance of Srila Gurudeva, the Vaishnavas, and making the Sankalpa. You can meditate on that. When performing this third step of birthing your Sankalpa, it's important to connect with the emotions behind your Sankalpa, feeling the fire of your Sankalpa in the depths of your being. Step 4, remember. By giving us a clear, focused direction, our Sankalpa will help us in our daily decision-making. We can ask ourselves whether something moves us closer or further away from the fulfillment of our Sankalpa. Listening to our hearts will reveal what next steps we should take in the service of our Sankalpa. We're serving our Sankalpa. That's why we say in this Kārtika-vrata, it's called Niyam Seva. Of these rules that we set, the Sankalpa that we make, this is our service in this Kartik, to serve the Sankalpa. So to allow our Sankalpa to guide us, we'll need to remember it, keeping it alive within our heart. One way to remember our Sankalpa is by repeating it to ourselves with love and attention, making it a daily meditation. This reaffirms and intensifies it. We can meditate on our Sankalpa at any time during the day or night. It's especially helpful to remember our Sankalpa at times when we're most receptive to it. I make it my first thought upon waking and my last thought before sleep. And my last thought before sleep overtakes me. Other helpful times include the beginning and end of our yoga practice, the beginning and end of meditation, before and after meals, in our dreams, upon visiting or worshiping any shrine or temple, before making any important decision or beginning any important task, and upon completing a difficult task. So yeah, we should make set times when we remember our Sankalpa. You can think of when I wake up in the morning, when I go to sleep at night. If you have Gayatri mantras, then before you're on it, you can do your Sankalpa, and afterwards also you can think of your Sankalpa, and before, like that. Also, when you offer pranams in front of Thakurji in the morning. So when repeating a Sankalpa, it's important to do so with the heart. It should be as if all our mental and emotional energy, all our faith, all our devotion and dedication are being concentrated into the form of our Sankalpa. It may help to visualize the fulfillment of your Sankalpa. What does such a state look or feel like? Maintain a positive attitude towards your chosen Sankalpa and move forward without a hint of doubt or self-questioning. And we see actually all of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs, especially like we sing many of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs during this month of Kartik, and they're all envisioning, when will my day be mine? When will that day be mine? And he's imagining that I will. Actually, there's this section in Gita Mala called Siddhi Lalasa, and all these prayers, he's visualizing perfection. When I will do this, when I will serve Radha and Krishna, and when I will, all the songs are filled with that. And so that's an example of visualizing the fulfillment of our Sankalpa. There may be times when there will seem to be a huge gap between our Sankalpa and its fulfillment. At such times, it helps to repeat the Sankalpa as a prayer in a heartfelt way, with tears in our eyes, for tears are the highest form of prayer. So then Sundar Gopal goes on. I think he explains what Krishna's secret Sankalpa is. But I don't know. I don't want to take too much time. Yeah, this goes on for a while. Anyways, it's really beautiful. If you want to read the rest of this chapter, you can get this book. It's called Yoga and the Dark Night of the Soul. Oh, wow. The end part's really beautiful. When Krishna is speaking the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, he's doing so as part of his own practice of loving service to Sri Radha. Krishna also has a fixed Sankalpa, which he keeps a closely guarded secret, and that is to serve Sri Radha. The deeper teaching is that even the soul of the universe is controlled by sacred love. How wonderful that Krishna, the Lord of Yoga and the soul of the universe, is bound by sacred love. He too has a story. Not a small egocentric story filled with anguish and false perceptions, but an eternal spiritual love story beyond the play of form of this fleeting world. Divinity is neither male nor female, but always both. To play a small part in their divine love story is the highest attainment in yoga. Sri Radha is the greatest yogini. The aim in my lineage is to gain her blessings, by which she manifests sacred love within our hearts. That sacred love is non-different from her own essence and being. Dedicating our life to Sri Radha's service is the key to writing our story out of love and compassion. This is Krishna's most confidential yoga teaching of all, the bright illumination of the dark night of the soul, the most sublime rerouting of our despair. This is the secret he most wants to tell. And this month of Kartik is her month. This is the month of Shrimati Radhika. It's called Kārtika-vrata. And Shrimati Radhika is Urjeshwari. She's the presiding deity of this. So now I'd like to go through this this quick 1-minute YouTube video. I'm not sure if you can hear it though. Tell me if you can hear this.
Today we are taking Sankalpa. Oh.
Can you hear that? If not, maybe I can put my mic down next to the speaker, then you can hear it. Okay. Maybe like that. Let's see. Okay. Let's start from the beginning.
Today we are taking Sankalpa. Oh, 1 month we will like Brahmachari, Brahmacharini. Our heart will be pure. will give up all these things for pleasing Krishna. कृष्ण को प्रसन्न करने के लिए अपनी अखिल भोग को त्याग करेंगे और कृष्ण की प्रीति के लिए अखिल चेष्टा परायण हम लोग होंगे. And we will serve Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. Especially chanting, remembering, we will not criticize anyone. We will not disturb any blind creeper or common insect. We will always try to help others. We will only see the virtues of any devotee, not bad things. Anything which is not related to Krishna Bhakti, we will not do anything. Will you try to do all these things what I am telling? Not so many. Just hearing. But if you will not do, your parikrama will be not be successful. Only enjoyment will be there.
Haribol, Hari.
So that was, and so now we read Sundar Gopal's explaining how we like the process of chanting mantras when we do Sankalpa. This is and he showed how, like he explained when he went to Vishram Ghat with Gurudeva and did the Sankalpa. I wanted to show, hey look, there's me. Yeah, he shows how to do Sankalpa. Sorry, this is Gurudev doing Sankalpa during Kartik time. Actually, this video is a bit long, but this was in 2008, October 14th. So this is at Keshi Ghat. I'm not going to play the whole video, but I'll give you the link to this so that you can watch it on your own and make your Sankalpa. But these are the Sanskrit mantras that we play. One second, that was the what do you call it? What do you call? Oh my God, how did I forget? The Swasti Vachan. So we say that. Well, let me just check that actually you guys can hear, because I didn't check. Yes, you can hear. Great. Awesome. Okay, that you can hear. So that is a Swasti Vachan. And then after there's a whole Sankalpa thing. Let me actually, let's look. We included it in the Archandipika. Do I have Archandipika on this computer? Archandipika. Oh yes, I do have it right here. That's the work file. Anyways, this is not the completed Archandipika. This is when I was proofreading it, but I think it's fine. Let's find Sankalpa. Oh, come on. What the... Anyways, okay, let's find it here. Sankalpa is on page, it's at the end of the book. You can download this. So if you just type in, go to purebhakti.com, or no, just go to Google search, type in Archana Dipika, and then type in Pure Bhakti. It will be the first thing that comes up. And then you can download this book and you can find this process of making Sankalpa. Okay, it's on page 143. 143. Oops. The PDF and page numbers are different. 143. 43. There it is. Taking vows, Sankalpa. So Sankalpa can be chanted before any auspicious vrat or religious undertaking. So then we say this. Om Vishnu, Om Tat Sat, Adhya Brahmano Dvitiya Paradre, Shweta Varaha Kalpe, Vaivaswatakya Manvantare, Ashtavinshati Kali-yugasya Pratama Sandhyayam, Brahma Vingshato Vartamanayam. And there's a translation of all these here if you want to see what we're saying. And then you say what auspicious year it is during the course of the sun, and the season of, and the month of. We say all these things. On the lunar day, during the constellation, what constellation, and we give all the information how to find out all these different things. Maybe I should find it, and then Jambudvipe, on the island called Jambudvip, Bharatakande in the part called Bharat, Medi Bhutasya Sumeru Dakshine. We say all these different things, and then at the very end, then we state one of these things, that we're doing this Sankalpa for Bhagavat Prityartha, so for out of love and devotion for the Lord. That's the Sankalpa that we're making. Bhagavat Prityartha, I'm doing this out of love and devotion for the Lord, or whatever your Sankalpa is, then you say it at this point. Yeah. Actually, before that, you say your name. You say, Madhukar Das, Krishna Bhakti Labharte, for the purpose of attaining Krishna Bhakti, Sarvesham Kalyanartha, for all kinds of auspiciousness, Tata. And then you state your Sankalpa, whatever your Sankalpa is. And then Maya Kriyate, this is performed by me. So that's how we do a Sankalpa. But if you want to actually watch them do it, then you can see that video, that 13-minute video that I have here. Maybe let me post the link there so that you can follow. Where did it go? Okay, so here it is. I will share it in the comments. Where is that? Sorry, guys. Here. There. So if you look in the comments section, you will find a link to it. And I'll also post it in our YouTube group so that you can do your Sankalpa tomorrow, along with Gurudeva and all the Vaishnavas there. And if you want to hear that short thing about Kārtika-vrata, what we should do during Kartik, I'll post that 1-minute video that we just watched. I'll post that there also. Post it here, and also I'll post it in the chat of the YouTube video. All right, so it's now getting late, and I'm gonna go make my Sankalpa now. But yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity to read. Now I'm more clear myself on how we should do Sankalpa. And actually, before, I remember Kishore, he listened to different classes of Gurudev's, and he would get all different points that Gurudev said about how we should follow Kartik, and he made a list of all the different things. Shivas. But anyways, yeah, it's all up to you, really, to make your Sankalpa. And yeah, Jai Shri Radhe. Haribol. But one thing during Kartik, a very important thing is to have some prayers, some kirtans that you sing, some fixed, very important ones. Especially the top most important one is Damodarashtakam. You have to sing Damodarashtakam every day throughout this month. There's a whole, there's a thick book on it just about this song Damodarashtakam that we're supposed to sing during Kartik time. So that's very necessary during Kartik. And then also we can sing Namami Nandanandanam and Radhakripa Kataksha Stavaraj. And what else? And also during this month, we don't want to criticize anybody, and should read something every day, something devotional, Srimad Bhagavatam especially, or any scripture like that. And also, there's something from Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj I wanted to show you. Let's find that. And especially Harinam, that we should chant Harinam. There's a whole thing where Gurudeva is speaking about that, about how we need to chant Harinam with extra focus, especially during this month of Kartik. Increase our Harinam and chant with extra focus. Okay. So Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj says, the purpose, this is in a letter that he wrote I think in the 70s. He said, The purpose of the Sankalpa, the vow intention, is made during puja, is Bhagavad Bhakti. Wait, let me make this bigger so you can see it. Okay. So the purpose of the Sankalpa, or vow or intention, is made during puja, is Bhagavad Bhakti. Any Sankalpa or invocation that is devoid of the sense to please Bhagavan is meaningless. The word Sankalpa also means vow. Whatever the undertaking, how will one attain any result if one does not have the firmness and conviction or the patience and steadiness to believe I will be successful? So we need to believe I will be successful in doing this vow. Not that we're just doing some like, yeah, I'm going to try this, but no, we have this resolve. No, I'm going to be successful in making this Sankalpa. You can say that Sankalpa also means will force. He wrote these words will force in English. This is a Bengali letter, but he wrote will force in English letters. All undertakings of action that are bereft of service to the Supreme Lord are fruitless, and all undertakings that are linked with bhakti are true success. Okay, so that's, powerful words of Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Also, Kishori Mohan, he posted something about this, something that Gurudev spoke. So if you're friends with him on Facebook, I also shared that post on my Facebook page if you want to see it. Gurudev also explains about the different things that we should try to do during Kartik. And good luck. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Jai Shri Radhe Haribol. Oh, Justji just shared it, what I was talking about. So here it is. If you look on the comments of this video and on Facebook. All right, Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for giving me your time. And Jai Shri Radhe, Haribol. May your Sankalpa be strong and successful. And please, Srila Gurudev, the Vaishnavas, and Sachinandan Gaur Hari, Radha Krishna, all their associates. Jai Shri Radhe, Haribol. Kartik-vrata ki jai.